what I heard.
I got stores. That fucking store.
Were they having you on? Okay, like 4 different stories. Hot weather was one of them. Then they had me like on Hampton Island. I interviewed the mayor because we were having like a public safety meeting at 7. And right after I had all my interviews done, we were like, so, Litchfield. And I was like, where's Bob Wilson? He's on pot. He's on pot. So we can't move him because if they come out with something, so we're just like, guys, it's far. I'm like,
Can I freaking get these?
I like that. Are you ready to drive?
Are you ready to drive? Yeah, 56 minutes. They didn't know which way to go. So we were like, oh, I guess kind of got to stop, use the bathroom, drop off some stuff, and then we headed up.
Yeah, they wanted us to turn around and get a backpack. I'm like, I'll use my hotspot. We'll be fine.
Hey, Karen, it's JP. I'm up.
I was on it, but I'm the only crew today, so.
Of course they sent you home.
We were on weed today.
We were on well, Rachel, but she.
What is going on exactly?
We came up, where were we? Oh, we were at the explosion at the VA center. And they sent us to that. Oh, not food. I asked Tracy for Thursday.
This man talks like every Friday in the summer. I'm like, please don't leave me. Please. So Friday, I had a waiting for this, and I was going to call out state contact. And then go on, and it's like, oh, back out the next time. And so I had to switch the way to come to it. And I got to come to work. You know what he does. Because you know I get knocked over there, my hip is right. Because he's too tight.
Is this too funny? Yeah, that's why I said that.
This is like 90 billion degrees out right now.
Well, that's right.
Where?
Yeah, I was not right there. It was like 80 in the front, but 80 in that front. Well, 18 on full black.
I don't know why that was.
Where?
They might move the money up. Keep getting the money up.
Oh, yeah, it's just for one random person. I've been getting it since last week.
Did you know Jorgensen? She's a producer. Jorgensen.
I know a Jorgensen that lives in like.
She's a producer on this thing. For
Erica?
maybe. Oh,
Erica, yeah, Erica Jorgensen is,
she's not there anymore. Yeah.
special projects
Okay.
producer.
She's her mom's a realtor and I work for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was really nice. Smart. She's in Boston.
Yeah, I think she had a black moss somewhere.
You still live in
No, I'm thinking of a different movie.
Oh.
What's up? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're here. We haven't seen Okay.
The Bachelorette is back tonight. That's the baby first thing. Yeah. Are you excited for Katie? I'm excited for the show. I'm gonna tune in.
got it.
I'll talk. Okay, bye.
Somebody's on the shoreline, there's one in there.
Yeah, the level line.
Fuck my number one zombie.
Can look at the, can look at my
Always
combies list.
solid, very clean, multi.
Do you have a rating system?
No, but I got a list of all, see these blue dots? These are all combies.
But he only marks them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't like you.
Here's the closest, yeah, these are the only blue
I
dots.
always look up the
Yeah.
Hotels are good too.
So we got, there's one in Groton, there's another one in, from Essex, there's another one in Brantford, Guildford, Bridgeport.
He has all of them.
I got like, I swear to God, like,
Stop and Shop is good too. Stop and Shop is pretty good.
Walmart,
What's
Target.
that, bathroom spots?
yeah, all these blue dots are, all these blue dots are.
There's a Stop and Shop that's close by.
Every time we go someplace, okay, add this one to the list.
I was just surprised that they actually gave it over.
Yeah.
They're like, normally it's like, minutes. Be there and.
I'm surprised no one heard about it before. You know, like.
Are you in on it now? Oh my
I sent it to
God.
Bob.
Oh my God. Bob's gonna like end up reviewing the entire life cycle of the Yes! Poor
We were like waiting, like,
And it's always me on my phone.
Even at 9, I was like,
God damn it, buddy.
Older than you.
Yep, so millennial though.
Who?
Us. I think it's like from 80.
It's like 80, no, it's like 81. or 82, and I'm 83. So I'm like right on that cusp.
Get a job.
We got job openings. We got openings.
If I know anybody, looking for a gig.
If you want to make that drive from college to back.
There you go.
We'll see Ryan with back to Fox. He's been everywhere. He was in Fox, he went to like Florida and Boston. And I think back to Fox at 8.
And hopefully pay raise each
You got openings?
How many openings you got?
That's negotiable. Yeah. They brought Ryan in that.
We were at like the firefighters.
How much overtime do you want to do? How much overtime do you want to do? I missed meal every day last week. Except for Friday. I even worked Saturday overtime. I didn't get overtime on Saturday because I had a union meeting on Tuesday. So I worked Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But still, the overtime, the straight time rate for me is almost, I'll come out maybe a couple dollars short, but still. And I'm tired of it. And you gotta be on call, and I hate that shit.
I think he's like decided.
But I got called in when all the riots and stuff was going on, and all the protests were going on. There were 59 hours straight. Last 59 hours straight. That was a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Because I got sick during the 7 day. Now, that was the last time. I thought, oh, I'm good. I'm not going to get called in. I'm not going to get called in. I got called in every fucking time I was on call. Every fucking time to this year. And they're like, no, you weren't. I said, yeah, I was. From that time, that 59-hour week, when I was on call, I was called in on one of those days, on Saturday or Sunday, right up until the last time I was on call. Now, one less of all straight out now. So hopefully, but I got shit to do on Saturdays like everybody does. Every fucking day, that fucking phone rang. Sitting there one day with a smoke phone, smoking where I live. You can. Gentleman or news director calls me up. Hey, JP, need you to ride take the weather lab and go up to UConn. Yeah, how's she doing, because that section of the state was getting hit. And I had to go drive around in the freaking weather and then go back in the hit. And they told me, oh, you're done at 10 o'clock, you go home. I come back to 11 o'clock, producer, 11 o'clock, producer's like, oh, I'm going to need a shot. I said, call Chuck. He told me I can go home at 10. What do I get? Text. JP, can you stay until 11? And that was on a Saturday. At least I got my Sunday. Well, then I'm on. Because it's the end of the week. Fall Sunday starts, so I didn't
Well, I have the card and I never take the whole thing. Yeah.
Everybody.
I never take the big card out. I always just take the small one out.
Everybody.
The laptop.
But I got married 4 times. Even my last time,
I
I
shot
was calored.
last week in the hate.
God bless him. You can take the days off, you know, you got sick
Rally
of it. Called in the
Whole
next
thing.
day, so I
Good
can't do
laptop,
this.
card corrupted. Couldn't do anything. No, but only just,
Oh, we just record. I thought you were recording.
yeah.
No,
So that ended up not being our story. Then we went to the Capitol and did budget.
I mean, that's because I went years without ever being called in. And all of a sudden you've been called in. And
No, they were last week.
you know what time this is supposed to start? We're supposed to be 8, right?
Yeah, because the governor had a press conference or whatever. And then we were waiting because I think the Dems or Republicans were gonna have a little press after and then they canceled it.
Jamie, can you call them and tell them we gotta go? We got shit to do.
I mean, he's here.
No, that's man.
They said the shop went down.
Yeah, I know. Cause
Good job.
yeah. No, I just put up bars. I just put up bars.
So what's that?
I just put up bars
Yeah, please, bro.
on the camera.
No, he's
Because we're not up.
he's been walking back and forth.
Oh,
You want? You must.
Down again, God. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, he said it's on and off.
Tell him he's just putting up bars.
He's just putting up bars.
There's been a few CIOs that do that.
I really don't want to tell him.
No, it's fine. It's just about me either.
Yeah, do the shots up, and I just go like that. So.
Oh, but it's up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is JP messing with me?
Yes.
He didn't let me in on a joke.
8 years ago tonight, it was Dan Kane's last day.
8 years ago. 8 years ago.
He said, oh, you stop.
Is it, yeah, it's,
No.
8 years ago, I was standing right here because there was a murder. Probably. Maybe.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Is it in your email? Because it's still not up. No, it's just
Oh, good.
Hey, it's in the
Trooper, we are streaming this for the web live.
Okay,
Just
no
to get a
problem.
Yeah.
No, I definitely.
Oh, no, there are bugs out here.
I feel like I'm getting. It probably is. It's fine.
Just let me know when you guys are ready. All set to go.
1 second.
All right.
You're there.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Trooper Joe Sudarellis with the Connecticut State Police Public Information Office. Thank you all for coming out this evening. Our purpose today, or our goal today, is to try to provide you with some information regarding the ongoing homicide investigation taking place here in the town of Litchfield. This evening, shortly before 5 p.m., troopers at a Troop L in Litchfield, along with Litchfield police officers, were dispatched to the area of 46 West Street here in town after receiving 911 calls regarding a disturbance in which a firearm was discharged. Upon the arrival of responding units, one adult male was located in the parking lot of the aforementioned address, suffering from a gunshot wound. This individual succumbed to the injuries sustained during the course of the incident. The shooter has been identified. A firearm was recovered from the scene. And State's Attorney Don Gallo, at the request of State's Attorney Don Gallo, our Western District Major Crime Squad detectives responded to the scene to assume the investigation into this homicide and are currently on scene processing. Again, we are at the infancy stages of this investigation, so a lot of information may be limited, but I'll try to do my best to answer any questions that you guys may have.
What's the name of the shooter?
So the identity of the shooter or the identity of the deceased will not be provided at this time. Again, in terms of the deceased, we're still waiting for the medical examiner to arrive on scene and notification to next of kin to be made. But as soon as that information is available, we will try to provide that.
So 46 West Street is a law office of Kramer and Anderson. Does it involve anyone with that law office?
So we do know that it involves a party that is associated with that law office. However, again, the identity of this person cannot be disclosed at this point.
Is that the suspect or the victim that is associated with the law office?
Again, the identities of the suspect or the victim will not be disclosed at this point.
Can you say, no, but can you say if you said that it involves a party associated with the law office, can you say which one? Is it both?
Once that information is available, I'll be able to release it.
But at least one person is
Yes.
associated
Yes.
with the law office.
Cooper, did you just call it a homicide?
It is a homicide investigation, correct.
Do you know if the person that owned the firearm had a legal permit to carry that firearm?
It was a legal and licensed carrier, so we do know that information.
Do we have a motive at this time?
At this point, the motive's unclear. Something that detectives are working to determine. Again, the relationship between the shooter and the deceased are unknown at this point. We do believe that they know of one another, but in terms of the exact relationship between both parties, that is unknown at this point.
So a weapon was recovered at the scene.
Exactly.
Is the suspect cooperating?
Suspect or the subject of this investigation did provide a brief statement to law enforcement officers. So yes, we can say that the subject of this investigation is cooperating with law enforcement officers.
You're saying subject to the investigation. Does that mean we're not considering a suspect? Clearly there's a victim, but the other person we're not considering a suspect at this time?
It's very early. We're at the infancy stages of this investigation, so it's way too early to tell. Detectives are going to be working to determine exactly what transpired prior to the shooting to try to determine exactly what happened.
Can you talk about just kind of the concern of this? I mean, happening in the middle of the day, just across the street. It's a very busy outdoor dining kind of area. So
there was definitely concern to nearby residents. Again, we want to reassure everyone at home that it appears to be an isolated incident. There is no threat to the public, but again, it could be something that was extremely alarming to those that were nearby.
Does this appear to be at all a self-defense situation? Can you speak to that at all, or is it still too early?
I think the detectives are still working to determine the motive, or again, anything that might have transpired prior to the actual shooting to determine exactly where we are in this investigation.
How long are detectives expecting to be out there for tonight?
They're going to be out there for several hours.
So no one is facing charges at this point?
It's way too early at this point to determine whether or not someone will be facing charges. Again, detectives are going to be working this case to determine exactly what transpired prior to the shooting, to determine what course of action will be taken moving forward.
And is the shooter, the person, subject is not in custody at this point?
The subject is with law enforcement officers and again being cooperative.
But not under arrest.
No, not under arrest.
Are you able to give an age range of the victim?
I wouldn't be able to do that at this time, sir.
Are they both male, the two individuals?
I would not be able to provide that information at this time. Any other questions?
What are the next steps in this investigation? I know you said the state's attorney's officers are being
Yep.
contacted. Talk to us, walk us through the next step.
So again, the medical examiner will be arriving on scene to assume the deceased and perform an autopsy. And detectives will be working to identify any potential witnesses and any potential video footage that could paint a clearer picture in terms of what transpired prior to the shooting.
Do you have any message to those at home that may have, video cameras in their home that may face this business, this law office? Are you asking them to contact and come forward with any information or videos they may have?
Absolutely. So we encourage any member of the public with any relevant information to this investigation to contact Troop L in Litchfield and provide that information to detectives working the case.
Is the subject that who was not deceased, did that person call law enforcement as well to report what happened?
Yes, this individual did contact law enforcement immediately after the shooting to report the matter.
And how many shots were fired?
We do know at least one shot was fired.
And did the shooting happen outside, or did it happen somewhere inside, came outside?
It transpired within the parking lot of the aforementioned address.
The entrance, so it says on the outside or the front of the building that the entrance is in the back. So is the back considered the entrance area? Or?
Correct.
Were there witnesses around, other people close in proximity when whatever happened went down?
So we did receive 911 calls from a potential witness, and again, detectives will be working to identify and make contact with that witness to obtain any type of relevant information connected to the shooting itself.
Yeah, but at this time, it appears that this was an isolated incident between two people or two parties at this time. And
Correct. No threat to the public. Just want to, again, reassure our viewers at home that there is no threat to the public. This does appear to be an isolated incident.
If you're not calling the shooter a suspect, would you consider calling the shooter a person of interest? Is that more of an accurate description?
I think a subject would be accurate at this point. Thank you all for coming out, all right?
Is anyone else in the